Previously on Survivor. Following Jamie's idol play, all eyes were on her as a threat to win the game. Rachel and Greg thought of Kevin as a secondary target to preserve the STA, and Greg revealed to her his idol. After a balancing showdown, Taylor won the immunity challenge. The STA planned to target Jamie, with the girls placing their votes on Kevin to maintain the alliance's secrecy and to counter a potential idol play. Juliana also pitched meetings with Hannah and Mel to further shroud the alliance in secrecy, leading Autumn to meet with Mel and Hannah to pitch flipping to the girls' side and voting out Kevin. After the meeting, Rachel voiced concern about Autumn's attitude and unwillingness to compromise. Rachel, Greg, Hannah, Mel, and Kevin initially agreed to target Jamie, but Kevin and Mel meet to reaffirm their plan to work with Hannah and Taylor and ponder taking out Autumn instead, seeing her as the glue holding the other side together. Mel and Taylor share with each other their respective sides' plan to target Jamie and Kevin and plan to work together in the future. After a week off for spring break, the contestants had a 2-hour scramble prior to Tribal in which Kevin, Hannah, and Mel, paranoid about a second idol play from Jamie, decided to flip their side's vote onto Autumn. Greg, concerned for his friend's safety, clued Autumn in on the possibility of her elimination, but ultimately left the decision up to Rachel. The two debated minutes before Tribal, seeing Autumn as a potential threat, but also being scared of the potential of Mel, Hannah, and Kevin working together. At Tribal, Rachel tapped Greg's leg twice, signifying her decision, and Kevin was outed 6-3, leaving behind a stunned Hannah and Mel. 8 are left. Who will be voted out tonight?
This Tribal sucked just because it was so last minute, and there's my buddy Rachel. She saved me tonight. Yeah, everything was very last minute. I got a call like 10 minutes before we had to like have our vote ready, and it was from Greg saying that you're getting votes. So I was like, great, thanks. Like, love getting votes. Thankful for Greg. He has my extra vote, so I have to go get that back.
I really liked Kevin. I didn't want to vote him out. I think he got the short end of the stick a lot this season, and I felt bad about that. That's not how I wish it didn't happen that way. But we kind of got forced into a last minute decision because they were too paranoid that Jamie had an idol. And if they would have just trusted that Jamie didn't have an idol or wasn't going to play an idol, then Kevin would not have gone home. Jamie would have gone home and Kevin would still be in.
I didn't see it coming. Real bummer towards the game, for my game, but I hope that I can spin it this week to show, like, obviously Greg is running this whole game, yada yada, like he's got to go home. Like, hopefully I can work with Taylor at least and Hannah. That's 3. We need 2 more, I guess. I was starting to think that Mel and Hannah and Kevin might have been kind of forming a 3, and they wanted to go final 5 is what they're saying with me and Rachel. But if we go to final 5, me and Rachel are gone. Like, there's 0 chance they take us.
That was the most stressful Tribal I've had so far. I still have a pocket full of vote for Kevin's and a pocket full of vote for Jamie's. So that's good.
Rachel handed me a slip that said, "We're voting Kevin," as we were sitting there, and I was like, okay, good. It's kind of crazy to see a super fan like him go home. So I guess there's a difference between people who watch it and then people who are able to actually like implement those strategies that you learn. So I guess maybe watching the show doesn't actually benefit your play.
So I tapped twice for Kevin. I think it'll be better in the long run, but we definitely have to do some recovery with Hannah and Mel. Our Greg called me, and we were like thinking it through, and we're like, shit, Autumn's like not the best option because we're nervous that when we get to Final 5 with you guys and Kevin, that he would join you guys and you guys would like vote against us. And I still have a note in my pocket that I was going to give to you guys that says vote for Kevin.
And they were gonna clue us in on the vote, but that never happened, even though Mel was sitting right next to Rachel. So it seems pretty obvious that they left us out of the vote intentionally. So right now, it's pretty obvious to me that Greg and Autumn are working together. And since she was on the chopping block, he was completely unwilling to vote for her, which is why they flipped.
We're fucking pissed.
Mel is going to explode with anger.
Pissed. I just like...
Why are you pissed, Mel?
It's just so stupid. Like, now they're like coming up with this plan of like, oh, we were trying to tell you about the Kevin. Well, okay, fuck you, because you're obviously working with Autumn and Juliana, because...
We think there's a grand conspiracy
why
again.
in the world would you, when you have a 5-3 majority and you're a returner, be willing to vote that out?
My problem with the whole thing is the stupid fucking backstory. Like, make a move or don't. Like, you're not trying to, like, you clearly blindsided me and Hannah, and, like, that's what happened. Like, just let it be. Like, I mean, I think it was really stupid on their part because I think that realistically the only people that would maybe be willing to take him along is Hannah, myself, or maybe Autumn. So, like, I think that, like, maybe he's working with Autumn because they think that they can make it to the end, final, like, having, like, a really strong final 3, like, considered threats throughout the whole game.
Yeah, we're not having a good time. We're pretty sure that next week it's gonna be one of us. We're also thinking another option is we could try to form our 4 again with Taylor, but instead of Kevin, use Jamie. But working with Jamie gives me the shivers.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of hard work to save ourselves, and we need to get Jamie and Juliana on board, which I think is gonna be really hard because we've never really worked together. I mean, Jamie and I's relationship is pretty much consisted of us lying to each other all the time. So yeah, we've never worked together ever since the Robbie vote. So I have no idea what's gonna happen.
You don't come and play for, what, 64 days, 63 days, and just, like, nod your head every week and vote with some people. I feel like it's me this week. Like, I'm gonna try my hardest to, like, start the campaign against the threats.
So
the vote last night.
Yeah, that was a little interesting. I don't think anyone really expected that to happen.
Yeah, well, Greg and Rachel. But
That's true, but like anyone else.
Right, yeah.
If Jamie, Juliana, Taylor, Hannah, and myself are all playing a rational game, Autumn, Greg, and Rachel need to go. Like, that's the next people who need to go. Like, everybody's rationale for getting rid of Jamie is that, like, she might make it to the end. Like, she might sneak it to the end. But I think that, I mean, first off, Jamie's one rationale for being, like, a strong player would be that she played an idol. And everybody who voted against her idol, except for Jenna, thought that she was going to play an idol and that Jenna would go home. So, like, it's not really that much of a move on her part.
My thought is like, there are 5 people in this game that could not beat those 3.
Yeah.
At this point, we have 5 votes left. If it's a final 3, it's kind of hard to go against the status quo, especially with regards to Juliana.
Juliana, I never know because I really genuinely don't know her, but, like, she definitely talked about, like, playing a loyal, honest game and, like, trying to, like, make friendships. And so I could see that being a harder sell.
You know, I think it's time for us to kind of, like, you know, maybe, like, jump ship and, like, work with other people and see if she'll, like, be down for that. So my thoughts were to talk to Juliana, probably, like, either after the challenge today or tomorrow, depending. I wanted to see kind of who won the challenge, and kind of pitch the idea to her about working with Mel and Hannah. I just don't know if she's going to go for it. I think it's a smart move for us because going to the end with Greg and Rachel would not be a good idea, but also I don't know if she would trust Mel and Hannah.
I genuinely think that Greg and Autumn are working together.
Yeah, especially if he's like super weird about her name. And then did you say they had some like a meeting together?
Yeah, that
and like
you
she
didn't
never
know
like
about.
and she usually tells us like hey, like a meeting with Mel and Hannah, and I'm like, okay, great, like, you know, like we usually tell each other like this is who we're meeting with, that type of stuff. But that's where that like she didn't say anything like, oh, like that's just weird, like Greg reached out to me, or like I reached out to Greg, like it was just nothing.
So stop me if you've heard this before, but I'm at Final 8 with a very solid alliance with a girl with brown hair and hair that's curly. I have an idol that I found right after the merge, and then I have an advantage given to me at Final 8. So stop me if you've heard this before, but makes you think.
Okay, first order of business. Here's that back.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving it to me. That was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't want to go home with it. I was like, take it, please. But I'd be okay with Jamie next vote. 100%.
Me too. I was okay with Jamie the last two votes.
We just have to make sure that she loses.
Yeah, we just can't let her. If she wins, then it's going to mess a little bit things up.
It's going to be so confusing.
Right, but then we can just vote out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, we're a bit rusty.
I know, it's been a really long time.
Ready?
Come on in, guys. Welcome back. Had a fun tribal last week, last vote, whatever it was. But we're right back at it with another week of STC. So with that, Taylor, unfortunately gonna have to take immunity back. All right. So, once again, immunity is back up for grabs. So, today's challenge is a little unique in that it will happen in 4 stages. So, first stage, 8 of you will be competing. The second stage, only 6. Third stage, only 4. And the final stage, only 2. Each stage has a task that you'll have to complete, and the first 6 people, then 4, then 2, and the final person to finish will win immunity. In this room around you, you guys will find a bag, and attached to that bag is a combination lock. That lock has a certain code that opens it corresponding to different items in the room. How will you know what those items are? In the bag that the lock is attached to is a piece of paper that lists off what 3 things you have to count. Using those 3 counted items, you'll solve the combination lock, open the lock, and bring it up here to me, place it on this table. For 6 people to open their lock, we'll move on to the second round. Once again, immunity is back up for grabs. 6 people are moving on to the next round. 2 people will be eliminated. Survivors ready, go! You're finding a lock somewhere. There's a piece of paper with it. It tells you what to count around the room. Greg's found a lock. Autumn's found a lock. Rachel has one. Hannah finds a lock, finally.
I'm not
I told you there was 8. Autumn has her lock undone. Everything she's done something. Taylor's got her lock on. Taylor's moving on. We're looking for 4 more. Greg's lost. I'm not lost. Girl, get off. She went to mine. Girl, get off. I'm fine. Rachel, get out of here. Mel has her lock undone. Mel's coming down. Jamie has her lock. Jamie and Mel both moving on. We're looking for 2 more. Yeah, you look so bummed.
I can't find my lock.
She wasn't very locked.
I know about it. Yeah. I didn't.
Rachel's got races. Rachel's moving on. We're looking for one more. Juliana, Greg, and Hannah racing for the last spot. You're all missing something. Don't worry, this is the shortest route.
No.
Greg has got his undone. Greg's coming down. Greg's moving on. Hannah, Juliana, eliminated from this challenge.
Oh, we're done. God bless.
We're at a round of 6. Juliana, Hannah, join me as the first 2 eliminated from this challenge. You guys are in the second round to be looking for a bag of green puzzle pieces. In that bag are letters that spell out a word puzzle. The first 4 of you to bring that word puzzle up front and solve it and get it checked by me will move on to the third round. I'm looking for 4 people, 2 people eliminated once again. Survivors ready? Go! Looking for a bag of puzzle pieces. Once you got it, simple as that. Bring it up here.
But Rachel, this is where I found them last time.
Yeah, he said it wasn't going to be fair, but...
Rachel solving hers. Oh, bitch. Both girls up front. Taylor, Autumn, and Mel still looking for their puzzle bag.
You are.
Greg.
Jamie.
Greg.
I think she's got it. Jamie's got it. She's moving on. Taylor's found one. Taylor's got it. Finally. Everywhere in the room.
Greg.
Rachel thinks she's got it. Rachel's got it. Wipe it. Rachel's moving on to the next round.
Oh, it is a D. Okay, hey,
Greg's got it. Wipe it. Greg moving on to the next round.
Oh, nice.
Autumn has found her pieces. Autumn gives herself a puzzle.
No, it's not.
Autumn's got it. Autumn's moving on to the next round. Greg, Rachel, Jamie, Autumn in this room. For this round, there are 4 ropes. And the first 2 people to bring down an untied rope to me, those 2 will move on to the last round to have a shot at the community for guaranteed spot in the final 7. Survivors ready? Go! Everyone has their ropes. First 2. Very simple, traditional, survival. Autumn's got her to the side. Autumn's going up. Autumn's got the final round. Looking for one more. Jamie's got it. Rachel's got it. She's on the table. Jamie moving on to the final round. Rachel, Greg, eliminated. No shot at individual immunity. Moving into the final round. Autumn, Jamie. You'll start at the big stairs at the bottom of the ramp, and then you guys, on my go, will run back into the room where we started and find a bundle of puzzle pieces. They're color-coded, so grab the same color. Once you find 1 stack of pieces, you'll bring that back to there. Once you have all 3, you'll unravel them, and you'll have 7 total pieces, okay? Those 7 pieces have patterns upon them that match with 7 patterns that go up the staircase. Once you think you've assembled the correct staircase from bottom to top, the first person to do that will win individual immunity, okay? Survivors ready? Go.
I don't want to run anymore.
Jamie is back with her first set.
I'm so unathletic. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Jesus Christ.
Autumn is back with her second set of pieces. One left.
Want to make a deal? I know we both found the ones down there. Do you want to? I know we both found the ones down there because I checked. You tell me. I'm down. I'll give you the area of the room it's in if you give me the area. Okay, let's go on the count of 3, okay? I'm gonna like stand over here though. Okay? 1. Okay. Right in the corner. Wait, we're over here. In the corner? We're over here. Right on top or on the bottom? No, it's under here. In that one. No, it's not. It is. That's where mine was. They're all together. I swear, that's where mine was. So I would assume that's where mine was. Yeah. Okay.
Autumn and James both back with their third set of pieces. Pattern is all you're looking for. You need to match the pattern all the way up. Go to the staircase, 1 to 7. That's a problem. Both girls, gas. A lot of running, a lot of climbing. Autumn places her 4th step. My bad. Autumn places her 5th, going for the 6th. Jamie going to place her 4th step. Jamie places her 4th. Autumn going for her 6th. Autumn places the 6th. Jamie going up to her 5th. Is it going to be enough? Autumn goes to place the 7th and final step. Stop. Autumn wins individual immunity.
I'm really tired. I'm dripping sweat.
So, very long, extended challenge. Jamie and Autumn fight to the finish. Autumn comes out on top. Autumn, come on up. Autumn, for the 2nd time this season, wins individual immunity. Guaranteed spot. Oh, you're sweaty.
I know.
In the final 7, the rest of you, 1 of you, will be voted out. 11th person voted out of this game, and the 4th member of the jury. So, a couple days to figure out who that's going to be. We'll see you on Saturday for tribal, right?
So I'm happy it was me and Autumn at the end for sure. I was like, I feel fine with either of us winning right now.
Yeah, this challenge, the only person I really didn't want to win was probably Jamie, and she was the one that I was with like the whole time. So very happy that I beat her. Although I am kind of sad that she might go home this week now because she was so nice to me during that last bit of the challenge.
And I waited for her to find it. Maybe I shouldn't have. I probably would have won otherwise, but whatever.
I'm pretty much the king getting 4th this season and everything, but that's fine because I have more stuff in my pants. In time, those numbers will continue to fall. Many others will share the same fate. So hopefully this clue can shed some light on a tool that may give you some hope. Look north to the stars on a platform high up and you'll find something that is so dope. So that one's meant for me. I say dope all the time.
It's about time that everybody comes together, realizes we only have 5 more votes before the final 3, and we have 2 returners left, and Rachel, who Rachel and Greg have been probably calling the shots since the beginning of this game. So, I mean, I came here to win. I hope that like everybody else came here to win. I'm just gonna go kill a dead horse, basically, this whole week.
Beat a dead horse.
Fuck. I'm just gonna beat a dead horse this whole week.
And I don't like the fact that he's controlling the whole game. Like, that really like puts a bee in my bonnet. So hopefully we can eliminate that threat this week. I know it's gonna be really difficult because I haven't worked with Jamie since the Robbie vote. She voted against me, I voted against her.
So I think I'm gonna propose to Autumn, hey, what if we go up to Greg and Rachel and we're like, hey, let's make this like Final Four or whatever, like blah blah blah, because Greg has told me before, like, oh, I'll be mad if it's like Hannah and Mel and those people that make it to the end, and like, I think that was actually like genuine him saying that.
Even if Mel and Hannah don't trust me and Rachel as much anymore, if they want to blindside us, they have to go to Autumn, Juliana, Taylor, and I feel comfortable with them, especially after the last week, because we Autumn. I'm nervous, but like a very comfortable nervous. In that I'm relying on my social bonds, which has pretty much been my game plan since I stepped foot on this campus to play Survivor.
Yeah, so I think that it would probably be best to have us split the votes. I think maybe have 3 on Jamie, and honestly, it doesn't really matter who, because they're not going to know who voted. Have 3 on Jamie, and then probably have 2 on either Hannah or Mel, just in case. And I think it would probably benefit you guys to talk to Hannah and Mel and try to get them to vote Jamie, and if they agree, then it's like boom bada boom, like everyone's for Jamie.
Basically they want to vote out Jamie, which is what we all want, which is great. And Mel and Hannah, we're assuming, want Jamie too, so we could have a 7-1 vote, but just in case we might as well put 2 votes on somebody else.
That was awesome.
Thanks guys.
Go Bucks!
Go Bucks!
I talked to Juliana and Taylor separately because I think that they would be a good Final 3 option. But I've just been thinking and about like returners and stuff like that, and I think having Greg and or Autumn at the end is not only annoying because they already played this game, but also maybe not be the best move for each of us individually. But I just wanted to open you guys up to that and to the fact that even though Greg and I look like we're like 2 peas in a pod and I take him down forever, like I'm not necessarily taking him forever. Juliana's whole theory is that she wants to go to the end with people who deserve it, and I mean, not that they don't deserve it, but they've already had a chance. So from Juliana's perspective, I feel like that's good reasoning.
Just because like Autumn like is super nice and willing to like work with other people, but she definitely like always like prioritizes her needs first, which like obviously you want to do, but when you're working with other people, you kind of need to like give and take. I know, and we're not like scheming. I think this is really just like ideas, just like around.
It doesn't have to be like
just like a
this week or next week.
Yeah.
Just like don't think that I'm 100% with Greg.
I think that Greg and Autumn did kind of have their chance already, and they both are great players. But if it were to be me, Rachel, and Taylor in the Final 3, I think it would be a pretty, I don't know, the jury would have to make an interesting decision. And I think that it would be 3 people who deserved it, all newcomers, and I would be really happy with that. So I'm kind of happy that the Secret Dead Alliance is working out, but the question has always been in the air about what's going to happen if we do get down to the Final 5 with us. And I feel like right now we're kind of getting some answers with that. And I think that they had their shot, and you know, it might be our time to shine. One of us might be the ones who get to try to win. So I'm feeling good.
Yeah, so yesterday wasn't too convinced that Mel and Hannah are actually cool with our decision to vote out Kevin. Hannah told us yesterday she was going to meet with Jamie, which I thought was kind of sketchy, but hasn't told us anything about that yet.
Also sketchy.
Also sketchy, yeah, because I feel like they're usually pretty quick to at least give some kind of summary.
I first met with Hannah, she contacted me, and basically I haven't been bothering to contact her for like 3 weeks or something like that. So the fact that she contacted me, I was like, cool, okay, I'll take that. because I didn't really have any reason to talk to her.
This is our first meeting in a very long time.
I know, it really is.
We've been on the different sides of the boat for
a few weeks.
Yeah, but that's okay. So obviously last week did not go the way that I thought it would. And I think it really shook up a lot of our plans, but I think that it's definitely a stage in the game where Greg or Rachel need to get out. And that conversation was kind of weird. She always kind of freaks me out. I feel like she was lying to me. She basically said like Autumn's not going to be willing to get Greg out. And she like literally told me like it seems like our best option is to work with Greg and Rachel to get one of you two out because they voted together last week.
And then I also met up with, I like texted in the group to meet up with Greg, Rachel, and Autumn. And Greg was like, oh great, like I wanted to meet up too, blah, blah, thanks for reaching out. But he's like good at bullshitting, so who knows what that was.
But like if it already happened, then that means that Jamie didn't give a shit and wanted a new plan and formed it with us, which is great.
So what are the odds that Jamie found a clue in the last challenge?
Pretty high. I mean, because she's Jamie.
I think it's pretty low because I found it.
You piece of shit.
I shared the idol clue with her in hopes that we could kind of collaborate and find it because I would very much prefer both of us, or I would very much prefer, you know, the two of us to have both idols. Obviously, I'd prefer I had two idols, but if anybody else is going to have it, I would want it to be either Rachel or Autumn.
I'm glad that Greg still likes me and that he still wants to share this information with me, because even though I'm thinking that maybe I'll ditch him in the end, I'm glad he's not thinking that and that he's still willing to share things with me.
Honestly, I feel like our best option might just be to vote for Jamie this week and hope and hope that the others see that argument, because honestly getting Jamie out seems way smarter than getting Mallory out at this point. But honestly, I don't know. I would not be surprised if I saw my name again this week. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was the time when my name was the most.
In this game, you can only trust like so many people, and you kind of have to go on you trust. And I definitely trust Juliana, because I feel like me and her just like vibe really well. We've been working together this whole time, and she's always just very like upfront with me. So I definitely want to like keep her in the loop on things. I wanted to meet up with you and tell you what I talked about with Mel pretty much. So she wants you and me and Hannah and then Jamie to all try and vote out Greg this week.
Like I definitely think that like for our benefit that would like that move would just hurt us, because that would just like break the trust that we had, and I don't think there's any point in like risking it, because I don't think that you and I have any chance of going home this week. I don't trust them, and I don't think it's worth it to try to mix it up like that, especially with Rachel's proposal today, which is pretty big, to be honest. I think my best bet of getting in the final three is to stick with the Secret Threat Alliance.
But I feel like me, Rachel, and Juliana is more of a fair group of people who we all like have done something different, even though me and Juliana have been working together. I feel like I'd have a better chance of winning with those people than if I went with Greg or Autumn. I feel like next week, if Jamie goes home, me and Juliana still have the option if we want to flip with Hannah and Mel and maybe pull like Autumn or something into that. We could get out Greg or someone, but
yeah. So maybe just be like, we want to go Jamie, we're not closing the door entirely.
I was pretty confident about this plan, but right now it just seems like Greg and Autumn are running the show. And I don't like that. That really rubs me the wrong way. But if we can't garner the numbers to vote against them, then there's nothing we can do. And that's just really frustrating, because it's so obvious to me what's going on, and no one wants to listen because they want to use them, or they think that they're in good with them, but no one's in good with anyone. You're only in good with yourself in this game. That's the whole point.
Basically, like, you guys flipped on her. Yeah. So she is like mad and wants to vote for you guys, because in order to get someone, like in order for her to get anyone out, she needs to come over to our side, basically. Yeah.
Well, not surprised at all. They want me out for Rachel, I guess. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but like, I'm not surprised that they want one of the two of us out.
Because they want numbers.
Yeah, and we did flip.
She said that Hannah wanted to target me, but thought that Autumn and I were working together, so she didn't think she could get Autumn to, so she wants to go after after Rachel, which I believe. I would completely buy that Hannah wants to take out me and or Rachel. Makes sense why they would want to do Rachel, but I also understand. I don't know. I don't completely buy the part about them going after Rachel. I think that there might be more to it.
After our thingy, whenever we did the challenge, I walked to Cell and or SEO, I don't know, some people call it, whatever.
I call it.
And then when I was leaving, I walked by over by kind of the Wax that way, because that's how I get home. And I saw two people looking, and I was like, that's interesting, because Survivor, and then it was Jake and Mel who were looking together. So obviously she didn't find anything yet, but I thought maybe she was the one that found the clue, because there had to be a clue at the challenge.
There had to be.
Hannah and Mel's other option is to vote with the STA and vote out Jamie, and Hannah and Mel still never reached out to us after that. So or at least they didn't reach out to me. So either way, they're not talking to me personally, and that makes me really uncomfortable. Mel has that clue. I'm very, very certain that I saw Mel and Jake. I don't know. I just don't want to give her more time to look for it.
I mean, I'm completely on
sure.
board with that. I mean, it's one of those things that I'm definitely less threatened by her than I am Hannah, but I also don't want to give her the chance to find an idol, and then all of a sudden she's a lot more threatening than Hannah ever will be. So I'm very much on board with splitting, going with Mel this time and then Hannah the next time.
So basically, we settled on we think Mel is a bigger threat because she's more likely to win challenges and because we think she has a clue to an idol. Which if her and her brother were going around looking for it, I'm sure she has a clue. At this point in the game, you're not going to find it if you're just walking around. So, at least I don't think you are.
Everybody good for Jamie finally?
Yes.
I want to get her out.
Jamie can finally go home.
I hope that tomorrow is the day.
The weight off of this game will just be thrown a mile away.
And I believe that Mel and Hannah don't really trust me and Rachel anymore. So this is the thing, is I'm not very sure what they're gonna do. But it doesn't matter as long as we convince Jamie that her better option is working with us to target Mel and Hannah.
Hannah and I had an argument during the Robbie vote.
It was our first conversation.
It was our very first conversation, and it was I wanted Jamie out and she wanted Robbie out. I was like, Jamie, don't fucking sneaky, she's gotta go.
And I was like, but Robbie,
let's just get her out now.
Let's get her out
Both
now.
of them will be gone.
And then they Porque no loves dos. I don't know what that means.
Why not both?
Oh, there you go.
From that taco commercial, soft taco or hard taco. They said,
Why
Porque
not
no los
both?
dos, and then they lift the little girl and go, ba 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 ba.
Meeting with Greg and Rachel, it was basically a tap dance. I felt like it was just not genuine at all. They didn't really have much to say, especially Rachel. I mean, Rachel's not crazy talkative, but it didn't even sound like she could muster up a lie. To be honest, I feel like at this point I'm just doing the best I can, trying to meet with the most amount of people as I can. But I think the writing's on the wall.
So, original Shindana girls are voting for Hannah. Not original Shindana girls are voting for Mel. And then on revote, we would vote for Mel. So I don't know what Mel and Hannah are going to do today. They told us that they were going to vote for Jamie. They told Jamie they want to vote for Rachel. But if they haven't reached out to you guys, then they don't have the numbers to do that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make much sense.
Yep. I feel like I should be more nervous than I am, which makes me nervous because that's what happens in Survivor. But whatever. I think we'll be fine.
We have the votes to split the votes. We have the numbers to split the votes on both Mel and Hannah.
Yes.
So them scrambling around and doing this, that, and the other thing does not make
It's
any
just
bit
not
of
that
difference.
much,
Right. So
Maybe she doesn't have one then, so maybe that's why she's so worried.
yeah, I mean, that's
That
true.
could be it.
Yeah. But regardless, still, even if she does, if Hannah does, Hannah doesn't, doesn't matter. We have the votes. We can do this.
Exactly.
And
And
we
then-
can split the votes.
So, if no one plays an idol, flip to.
Yeah, so nothing's played. Mel is the target,
Yes.
correct? Okay. If nothing gets played, revote. Mel goes home.
My vote is going to Mel. However, I have thought about, just because I'm not so sure whether or not I actually trust Rachel and Greg.
I'm like basically sure that like it's our like Greg and Rachel are probably going to you guys saying like it's me.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's what they're saying.
Pretty sure it's me.
They said they think you're a bigger threat, so like challenge-wise.
I mean, when I'm saying this, like I obviously like have some meat in the game, but like I don't even think that's the phrase. What is it? Skin in the game. Oh, disgusting meat in the game. Gross. But I obviously have skin in the game, but I genuinely think this is like it just makes sense. You have only so many votes, and like undeniably, like they have their threats, and they've been running the game. So
like the votes have always. I think the votes have literally always gone their way.
Right. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's me this week, so I think my best bet is to just like cause chaos. Take a play from Chaos Cast playbook, Mayhem Mel, if you will.
I just met with Jamie, and Jamie seems like she's maybe on board. Like, I think she's just leaving her options open.
We probably start Jamie and Taylor, but Juliana is MIA.
Like I said, no one wants to go the end with Greg, just 'cause he's such a good talker and he has controlled this game for most of it.
Yeah, and so if we could like confirm that Ray or Juliana we could get, then we can like probably seal this completely up. But like basically Jamie's vote's pending on Juliana's vote.
I talked to Jamie today. Yeah. She told me about your meeting with her today, and she told me about your meeting with you, Autumn, Rachel, and she said that like you guys are planning on flipping and voting me.
Right.
And so obviously she didn't tell me that reason.
So I have, again, for 2 straight votes, no idea what's going on. Apparently Jamie told Mel and Hannah about all the meetings that we had. I was like, why would you do that? You're so dumb. Like, that's so stupid. Why would you do that? Because, it didn't matter. Fuck off. I am not lying to you right now. I am voting for Jamie today. Rachel is voting for Jamie today. And as far as I know, the Shindana girls are also voting for Jamie today.
My thought is though, like, it's just kind of harder to believe you now because like you didn't tell us about these meetings.
Yeah, I know. I can tell you this, 100% I am voting Jamie, and so is Rachel.
And I'm pretty sure that, I was until like a moment ago.
Yeah.
Like Jamie came to me and like was like, so this is what's happening, you should vote for Greg. And I was like,
yeah, I will star my vote if you want me to. So you know who I voted for. I'm this close to playing this idol, because I do not want to go home 2 seasons in a row with an idol in my pocket. I know that I'm voting for Jamie. I know that Rachel's voting for Jamie. I know that Autumn is voting for Hannah. I don't think Mel and Hannah are voting for Jamie. I think they're voting for me. I think I'm going to get 3 votes at least. And then it comes down to Juliana and Taylor.
So I know that like you already have a plan, but this is just my like Hail Mary. Greg and Rachel flipped on Mel and I, and you guys are gonna vote one of us out this week, is what I've heard. So basically Mel and I, our like last ditch effort is basically to go to you, Jamie and Taylor. Jamie and Taylor are already on board to vote out Greg or Rachel.
This is super stressful and I'm not a fan. So my vote's going to Jamie. And you know what? I'll put a big fat ass star next to it.
If Jamie and Hannah are working together, I think that they're gonna want to make this their move to pull over Juliana and Taylor. Like, it makes perfect sense for them to try to do it this week. I could be completely paranoid and like just imagining things, but like, guys, I'm really scared. I don't want Greg to go home. I mean, I'd be the last returning player, so that's cool. But like, that's my friend.
I don't know. It could be me. I went to my safe space McDonald's just in case it's me cheering myself out, but I don't know.
Come on in, guys.
Oh, great.
How are we doing? I'll now bring in the members of your jury. Jury, come on in. Josh, Jenna, and Kevin. Put it out. Last. What was that, Kev? You guys look awful comfortable over there.
It's really cozy, I'm not gonna lie.
Finally, it is day 69. You have 3 weeks from today. You're still on injured. Anyways, I'm putting it on YouTube. Anyways, 3 weeks from tonight, it's finale night, which is crazy. So, think about that. Like, this game has gone by really fast, and we still got a lot more game to play, because where there's 8, we can only have 1 at the end, who's a crown winner. So, tonight's Tribal Council has game-changing implications, so that, we'll get to it. A couple things to talk about, and I'm going to try to make this Tribal Council talk about some of the things that we haven't talked about quite yet, because I know they start getting very repetitive and talking about alliances and tribes and things like that, but now, Jamie, stop shaking your head with that. I know, repetitive. Anyways, so tonight we're going to start talking about a lot more, because as we get closer to the end of the game, a lot of more things can become more important. Jamie, pretty damn close to my challenge, right? So it was grueling. I mean, it was a very long challenge, but with that, are you, like, you've received a lot of votes before in the past, and now not having that around your neck, are you nervous that losing that challenge could cost you?
I mean, I think everyone's nervous about exactly what you just said. So I mean, yeah, but also, you know, it's just like every other week. I've never won an individual challenge, so I don't think I feel any worse or better than I normally do.
Fair enough. Brief as always. Straight to the point. Hannah, I hate to pick on you, but this is where I was going with this. So someone who probably has struggled the most out of anyone in this final 8 in every challenge so far, right? Sorry to call you out. But is it discouraging to know that maybe that necklace is a lot of times out of reach for you and you just have to always fight for your life? Or do you feel comfortable tonight?
Well, I mean, I never felt comfortable going to a tribal council. Like, I think if you do, you're wrong, you shouldn't. But I feel like I said this a million times, but like I came into the game knowing I'd be very bad at challenges, and I didn't have any kind of like preconceived notions about my own strengths with that. So I think that helps a little bit, because I already knew that would be my weakness, so I feel like I just had to make up for it in other ways.
So, Greg, only guy here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as if I haven't pointed out before. So, Kevin goes home the last Tribal Council, right? And he's also a former Kaidi. And I've always talked about like moving trends in this game. You see Jenna goes, Kevin goes, and then as the only guy, and also as a Kaidi. Do you sit here tonight nervous at all, or are you pretty comfortable with where you're at?
See, I think I'm pretty comfortable, because I have an advantage of, I've been dubbed as like tribe dad by some people on this tribe. So for me, at this point, it's kind of a blood versus water kind of season, to where, you know, they're all playing against water, but they've all got blood with me. So I don't think that people ever want to vote their dad out. So in that sense, I'm feeling pretty good. But if we're going to go by the trends, then yeah, I'm a little nervous. But nobody's calling Rachel tribe mom as much as they're calling me tribe dad. So from that logic, I think I've got like a slight edge on Rachel. You know, I love my children, and I think they love me. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I love you guys. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know how to follow that.
I don't think you can. We should just go to the vote.
All right, with that, you can't vote for us. And then, so one other thing, speaking of the nature of the game, is that when you get to this part of the game, it's very individual, right? And a lot of people come in with individual agendas. So, Hannah, with it being individual now, have you started to see this tendency of like, maybe you have something, you have an agenda that you want to get done this week, but it's not purely individual because you still have to work with people in this game. So has it been aggravating to maybe come in with an agenda and have that modified by the people around you because you have to accommodate so that you can vote together with people?
Well, I think the number one important thing is that your own agenda, you have to modify your agenda to fit somebody else's. So it doesn't really matter, like, as long as you get something that you want.
So then, Rachel, would you agree with that assessment? Do you feel like this game has been a lot of give and take and compromise so far? Or have you, for the most part, gotten what you think you wanted in this game so far?
It's all about compromise. I mean, your agenda only matters to you. So if you like your agenda, then you have to make your agenda be somebody else's agenda and put it into their point of view and make it make sense for them, because no one cares if it makes sense for you.
And so with that, a lot of times when you push an agenda to someone, if they don't want it and they push back with something, if you give into that, that's their move, right? Sometimes that's scary to give in to theirs because if you sit at the end next to them, they could claim that they did this and you gave in on whatever your move was. So how frustrating can that be, Autumn, to have this idea in your head of something you want to do, but then having to just take a backseat?
We're not like that far in the game that it's going to be hard to make a move of your own. So for me, yeah, it's like a little bit frustrating if you know that you're giving into someone and they're going to bring that up at final try when like they can easily just like trump you and they'll win. It's scary, but you just have to trust like that there is a move coming up that you can make that, or maybe like they'll give in the next week and you can kind of like counteract what they've done in the past.
So then I keep talking about the idea of agendas, and now I'm just going to get right to it. So Mel, you obviously came into this week with an agenda. Don't know what it is, and I'm not going to call you out to say it, but do you think that this tribal council tonight will go your way, based on the conversations that you've had so far?
You never know, I guess. I think so, but I don't know. I don't know.
Jamie, same question to you. Are you confident in the alliances you've formed so far tonight?
You know, every week, I mean, you have alliances or whatever, but every week, honestly, like, even you have to question the people that you're in alliances with just because you don't want to get out, like, you have to, but, I mean, loaded question.
Fair enough. Juliana, like you said at the beginning of this tribal council, 3 weeks from tonight, these guys have the power, right? And so a lot of times we talk about what your agenda is, what moves you're making. They're the ones that assess those moves. They're the ones that evaluate whether or not who's good enough to win the game. So how much are you starting to think about that and the moves that you make, and what's going to impress this jury? Is that weighing into your decision at all?
It does weigh into some decisions more so. I'm trying to be like cognizant of that because you don't want to like burn any major bridges, but I mean obviously to advance in the game you're gonna have to get other people out in order to get yourself forward. But I definitely think about that when I'm interacting with people. I don't want to like majorly piss anybody off, and I kind of want to just like prove to them what value I have.
So with that, one of you will be joining the jury, having your say in that decision that we're talking about. We're going to make that decision right about now. Autumn as immunity, you cannot vote for her. Everyone else is fair game. With that being said, Autumn, you go first. And let's.
I don't think there's enough to do it.
For the sake of being an asshole, I'm gonna really big star it. That one's for you. There's a really big star. Okay, now I need to think for a second. Am I gonna get voted out? You guys should tell me, am I gonna get voted out? Do I trust Juliana and Taylor? I wanna think so, but I don't know so.
Guys, I will go get the votes. So, before I read the votes, per usual, if anybody has a hidden immunity item you'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, once votes are read, the decision is final. First voted out, we ask to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Ms. Mel. Hannah. One vote Mel, one vote Hannah. Hannah. It's 2 votes Hannah. Jamie. It's 1 vote Mel, 2 votes Hannah, 1 vote Jamie. Jamie. It's 2 votes Jamie, 2 votes Hannah, 1 vote Mel. Jamie. That's 3 votes Jamie, 2 votes Hannah, 1 vote Mel. The 11th person voted out of Survivor Time and Change and the 4th member of our jury.
Hey.
Jamie. Jamie, that's 4. Tonight, that is 11. I'm outside. Jamie. Drop this one. Good luck, Eddie. Played this game for a long time, and there's one question everybody has been asking over and over. What's he gonna do? What is he gonna do in his last season? Well, tonight you get a little bit of an answer to that. Ladies, Greg, tonight you guys have officially set half of your jury.
take that as you will. With that, you guys can head on out.
What the heck? What is that? That's it?
Head on out.
Get out of here. It's your
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
So I got voted out, but also I don't really care because it's a game. Apparently some people get really mad about it, but I think that's stupid. It's not like it's the real show where like you're putting your whole entire life into it. It's just a part of your college career, so that is what it is. Definitely no hard feelings, and I mean, it didn't necessarily surprise me. I considered switching my vote to Hannah because I knew the other 3 were gonna vote for Hannah, but I didn't. But whatever, it would have just been 4-4, and who knows who would have flipped, but whatever, it is what it is. I'm graduating, so honestly, all really nice people, but in all reality, I know them for a month, and then I probably don't know them again after that. So, you know, good for them all. The ones that are staying, I hope they're friends after, but I'm graduating and moving away, so. Dude, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna vote for whoever I feel like voting, not for the person that I think was like a strong player necessarily. Like, I think it's more fun to mix stuff up.